Hello everyone, I'm Jung Chul. This is part 2 of Samba Server. In part 1, I already explained Samba service, package installation, startup, and Samba configuration. In this video, I will explain part 2, Samba authentication, Samba password, Samba client tools, and Samba mount. I have this contest environment, server, client, and Windows 7. Step 1, Samba service. Step 2, package installation startup. Step 3, Samba configuration. Okay, now I will start step 4, authentication. Before I start the authentication, I show you one thing. Okay, let's check package first. Okay, here I will show you how to use system config Samba. Okay, this is a GI tool. So in my case, I already shared this directory. So if I want to add a share here, I can use, for example, home Linux like this, share name, writable or visible, and access what kind of users can access like this. So this is a system config Samba. And one more thing, samba-swat. Okay, to use this one, okay, in this directory, swat here, disable must be no. Okay, like this. Then the port number 901 and access only localhost. Okay, remember this one. Okay, service. Restart. Okay, and after that, off the browser. Okay, here. Okay, in this case. Okay, so here I found that this kind of the setting configurations using on the browser. So here I can see home, globals, shares, printers, and the widget or status also, and the view current configuration. And if I want to change the password for root another users here, I can change. This is a samba-swat, but I already told you I don't recommend you to use the samba-swat. So here I will use the Samba configuration file, etc. Okay, here. Okay, step for authentication. Authentication, here you can find the security. In the security field, you can find this kind of value like user, domain server, ADS, share. User, I already used this one, validation by user and password. This is the default. And the domain server, here you can use the work group with the collection authentication data. Normally for this one, you need to use authentication server separately. And for ADS, this is a kind of the Active Directory member to use the cover authentication. Cover authentication is a centralized authentication server. Okay, if we use share here, user validation per share base, it means per share directory you need validation. Okay, step 5, Samba password. Samba password, there are 4 kinds. First, clear text. Here you can configure like this, security user, include password. No, in this case, the Samba will ignore any SMB conf password backend. Second, SMB password. SMB password style was the default in previous version, but now the change to TMB SMB, TMB SAM. Okay, here if we want to use the SM password, you can configure like this: security user, encrypt password yes, and password backend SM password. In this version, Samba at first does not support this file. So if we want to use SM password, you have to make this file using like this: cat it is password, mksmpassword.sh, and after that it is Samba SM password. And this SM password file has this kind of structure: username, UID, LAN manager, anti-password, account flag, last change time, like this. Username come from etc password, UID also, and the LAN manager, we call it the NTLM version 1, anti-LAN manager. And this one, NTLM version 2. So according to your situation, you can use NTLM version 1 or NTLM version 2. So NTLM version 1, NTLM version 2 will have the password using hash. And the account, you mean the account. And LCT, this one normally the means the Unix timestamp to change the password. So if you change the password successfully, then the value will be changed. And this the Unix timestamp come from the 1970 January 1st. Okay, Samba password 3. This one is a trivial database. This is a kind of database file. So you can configure like this: encrypt password yes, password DB, backend TDB, SAM. I already told you Samba password is a text file, so you can read this file using cat. But TDB SAM, this one is a database file, so you cannot read this one using cat. So if you want to read, you have to use strings. So TDB SAM, this is a kind of database variant of the Samba password with support for richer set of attribute. So this one is similar to SMB password, but this is a database file. Number 4, encrypted password LDAP. So in this case, you have to write down right here, LDAP SAM. So in this case, you have to set up LDAP server. Okay, number 5, SMB password. When you configure the username, you can use like this: -a, adding username. Just the username in this case, if you want to change the password of this user, you can use like this: -d mean the disable, -e mean the enable, and if you want to delete the Samba user, then you can use -x. Samba client tools. Here first, test farm. Test farm is a syntax checking. Normally Samba's syntax here, it is samba.smb.com. So test farm will show your syntax is right or not. SMB client, here you can use like this to mount. Normally SMB client can be used like a FTP. Okay, there are two types to use: -l hostname, -i IP address, -u username, or hostname and the sharing directory, or -i IP address, -user. In this case, you can use it like a FTP. And number 3, enable lookup. Enable lookup is to find the net bias on Windows especially. So in this case, you can use like this, enable lookup. Number 4, mount. After you configuration of the sharing directory, you can mount it like this: mount -t type the file system type CIFS and the server's address or hostname, sharing directory, and Linux is a mounting point in your system, and username like this. Later I will show you how to use this one. And on Windows, you can check the file sharing service using this kind of command. For example, fs mgmt msc. Here you can check your directory, the sharing directory list, and the net share or net use. In this case, the drive type Here is a Samba server and the sharing directory and username and password like this. Okay, Samba mount. Samba mount you can use like this. First, etc fs tab you can configure like this. Server, Samba server, sharing directory and mounting point, file system type and username and password like this. Here 00 mean the dump and file system check. Normally Samba don't use this one, so 00. Or number two, if we want a both username password for security on FS tab file, in this case you can use like this: credentials etc samba cred txt. This is a file. So in this file, here you can write down the username and password like this. This is Samba user and this is Samba password. And after that, you can give the permission 640. Number three, if you don't want automatically mount, in this case you can put here no auto. To use Samba mount, you have to start this service network file system. So using chk config or service, you can use this one. Okay, then let's test here. Now first SMB password, SMB conf here. Okay, here let's test which one. So here you can configure like this: include password yes, password backend is SMB password. And after that, in this directory, cat etc password mk smb password smb. Okay, then smb. Then you can read like this. But now, even if there is a username, but the password field is empty. So let's add smb password as a Linux, and after that tilend. Okay, and the home user in my case I will use etc. So let's check smb password. So now you can find UID and the password based on NTLM. Okay, and how about the ITC? Okay, this one also UID and password like this. So okay, now I complete to add SMB using SMB password, and after that test palm etc samba smb.conf. Okay, here now you can see here service standalone and the loading service file. Okay, so here global field, homes, printers, Samba, the sharing directory like this. Okay, then let's use SMB client. Okay, first let's check the server. Samba user. Okay, let's check the Linux. Okay, password Linux. So in my case, SMB Samba directory is a sharing directory, and this directory can be accessed by the Linux. But here, client server user ITC. Okay, ITC. In this case, cannot, because okay, here username. In this case, grab Samba etc group. So now Samba group has two users, Linux, tilde. So in this case, ITC did not belong to this group. So ITC cannot access Samba directory. Okay, and mount. Okay, here this is a client system. nmb lookup slash reverse slash nmb lookup slash. So now there are two, 10 and 25. Okay, here let's test the mount command. Mount. Okay, first -tcifs. First Linux server samba mnt. Okay, Linux minus username is now let's try tilde. Okay, tilde. Okay, permission. Just a moment right here. Our servers service smb restart. Okay, here again. Now let's mnt Linux. Okay, just a moment. Okay, then Linux. So now let's one more thing. Here 192.80.1 in my case now share, and here window username window. Okay, win 1 2 3 4. Okay, then I first checked. So here I mount like this. Okay, this is from the Linux server, Samba server, and this is a window. Okay, for Windows, in my case, here, okay, share. This one is now the shared. So from the Linux system, I can share this directory also. Okay, property. So here, this one is a shared. So for example, username here, window. So Windows user can share this directory using read and write permissions. Okay, so now let's test. cd mnt Linux. Okay, here. Okay, I will group and grab. Okay, and okay, alright, shadow. Okay, here now I will make a directory test, and after that test I will make a file touch a bbb and this one client like this. Okay, so let's check in the server. Okay, here home. Okay, here can you find test? Okay, ls-r, and after that test -r. So here you can find this kind of users by Linux user and permission 644 like this. Okay, then window. For the Windows mnt. Okay, here also let's first directory test dir client, and after that client. here let's make a file using touch. See window like this. Okay, I made this kind of file right now. Okay, check the windows. Okay, share. Okay, can you find test? Okay, okay, client. Okay, can you find this kind of file? So here, AA, BBB, CCC window, and also file. Okay, can you find here test and client? So now you can use the mount command. On Windows, okay, here, computers, okay, here I will use the map network drive. So, okay, X. In my case here, okay, server, Samba, finish. So now can you find here? So in the Samba, you can find mount test window. Okay, here let's try to Linux. Okay, then after that, here let's do test like this. Or in the network. So in the try to server. Okay, here in my case Linux. So here let's try to make a new okay test picture. I will try to copy. So server Linux test. Okay, I will paste. Okay, I'm successful to copy also. And the network, okay, here, okay, username ITC, password ITC. Okay, try. Here, ITC. Samba. Okay, here let's try 91, 68, 80, 25, ITC. So in my case, right now I log into the ITC username. So here let's try Linux and the copy picture here. Copy here Linux. Let's test. Okay, let's check the server. So home, no, ITC. Okay, can you find this one? And after that, so now you can find this new file. This one is the copy on Windows. So from Windows, it is possible to log in ITC username ITC. So now I permit only 3 users, Linux, and ITC. But ITC user cannot access the public, only is a home directory like this. Samba. So in this case, ITC user cannot access to the Samba, only Linux and the Tiran. Okay, then the last part, let's try the Samba mount. Okay, first here I will first. Okay, here. So here, can you find like this? Client Samba. Client has a Samba system. In my case, the sharing directory Samba and the mounting point in the local system and credentials like this. And this was the Windows system. Windows system already now share. Okay, then in the client system also like this. Here 8081 is a Windows, so username window, password like this. And the server is a Samba server, MNT Linux local system, CI file system, username Linux, password Linux like this. Okay, then yeah, let's try this. In this case, we can test like this. Device is busy. Okay, then okay, I will check. Okay, I will then mount first MNT Linux, and after that MNT Windows. Let's check mount. Mount MNT Windows. Okay, now okay, then service start. Okay, then mount. Can you find here? It's mount automatically. And this one also service netfs start. So here you can find this one. So let's try to use MNT Windows. Okay, here you can find this kind of things. Okay, here Windows, and after that let's test on Windows system. Okay, here server, no, Windows, now Windows share here. Okay, can you find now Linux view? So I made right now this one. So on Windows, on the Linux system, I mount the Windows system, and then here anytime I can use the Windows directory. And this one also, the client system. Let's try to MNT Linux. MNT Linux. Okay, here let's try here client and client touch for the testing like this. Okay, now in the server home Linux. So now can you find just a moment here. Okay, client. So sorry, here this one home Samba. So you can find here client, and the client maybe this kind of file AABB by user Linux. Okay, so I test until the step 7. So here there are assignments. If you have more time, then you can test these kind of things. The testing on the Windows servers is 2003, 2008, 2012. And if you have the time, the LDAP server using for the password, and you can use also the SMB-CFS packet using Wireshark, and you can use also the remote administration with NAT. Okay, thank you for watching this video so far. And the next video, I will make a video about the mail server. Then see you again on mail server. Okay, thank you for watching this video.